So I always think it's real funny to watch the ones that complain that a guy who's doing something for free is 6 minutes late. 6 minutes late, and I even got my face mask, and I'm socially distanced. There's nobody anywhere near me. How's my audio sound? It should sound pretty good, as far as I understand it. And my view counts are stuck, so I have no idea how many people are in this chat. I have no idea what's going on. Nobody knows anything. YouTube doesn't know anything. But in all fairness, I've never actually reached out to them and asked them for anything. We're going to talk about the real numbers in Nevada here. And I'm wearing my face mask, vegasfacemask.com. You get 2 for $25. It's the best damn face mask you'll ever buy. The only 2 you'll ever need. If you hand wash them, take really good care of them, you're going to love it. I love it. Your mother loves it. Your grandmother from New England loves it. Why don't you love it? Anyways, let me get my chat window where I need it so it's near my camera. And there it is. Guys, it is what it is. I wear these to stores. Maybe I'm not going to wear them in the casino. But close contact, I'm taking every opportunity. You guys know why I walked home that night? Brent says take the mask off. Let's leave the mask on because Brent is demanding that I change my stream. I walked home the other night because I didn't want to take a bus, because I don't want to be locked in a possible capsule that can get me sick. You got to realize it's not that it's not a real thing. It's a thing. It exists. It's not going away anytime soon. The masks might help. Even if it reduces my chances by a 0.5%, I'm not going to not wear one when I have to. Do I have a cat in here? I do. I got a cat and I got a cat. Masks do not help, Brent says. Glad you're the expert, Brent. I have a feeling that you're the guy in the chat that gets timed out first. I got the Sahara mask on, limited edition.
Limited, by the way.
We only have a few left. A few left. Ugh, my gosh. True story. I have that feeling. So we take this off, but I just want to show you something. My wife is making these. There's no more production problems. These are awesome. They lace up behind your head. They put it behind your mouth like this. And by the way, there's a reason why in Asian cultures they've been wearing masks for decades. There you go. Brett Lewis is now deleted. I told you. Over under. I talk about COVID-19 and people go out of their ever-loving minds. How you doing out there? My name's Steven. I was wearing a mask. Look at this. It hangs around my shirt. I can tie it up. I'll never lose this thing, even in a windstorm. You don't want to lose your mask. Some businesses require them around here. I got everybody here having a good time, and I appreciate it. How about a Caesar's mask? If I had the material, I would make it. These are limited edition. I may only have a few left. If you want to check out a mask, go to vegasfacemask.com. When you go ahead and email me, all of our masks are designer masks. They come in many different patterns that we have. When you email me, I'm the person you're emailing. It's not some third-party company. I built the site. I did the whole thing. I build websites for people, too, on the site. I might continue wearing a mask on the pandemic after the pandemic just to be fashionable. It works good. Any info from the governor? Who knows, man? Who knows? And I will know what's going on and why the delay happened, but I did not reach out to the person I should have reached out to because I suck and I got busy and I had to do a bunch of stuff. Anyways, I really wish I had done that. I might just go ahead and make a phone call and put you guys on timeout for a minute. Just kidding. This is the phone that I've been live streaming on. It's a Samsung S20 Ultra ridiculousness, and it's very nice, and I hope you guys are enjoying the quality on that stuff too. When are the casinos open again, Steven? June 3rd or 4th, depends. Bruce is here. It might be the 3rd. That's why he might have gone ahead and delayed it. I'm just telling you guys that right now. What's up with your governor? He'll be tested for the CV. Wait, you think he hasn't been tested? I guarantee you that man is one of the most tested people on the planet. Wynn is giving out masks made of suede, but that's not to us plebeians. That's not to us proletariats. That will be to their high rollers. I am sure of it. So anyways, it hangs around your neck. It's good. That's the ad for the mask. They also don't have those nasty metal strips in them, and they literally just go up around your ears, just like that in the back. So you have a good opportunity to make it comfortable. There's no elastic sticking into your ears. Anyways, masks are mandatory, no smoking. I'm not sure how I would drink this giant Terrible's Fanta Zero if I had a mask on. But we're going to talk about the real numbers. Can somebody tell me how many people are in the chat? I have no idea. These were a material that we got. It was sent to us. I might have some on hand. If I don't have other simple designs, other awesome designs, we got cats and money and maybe some casino chips left. I have no idea. NHL is back, kind of, sort of. Audio sounds better. Talking to the side of the Samson mic. You know what it was somebody was nice enough to email me. I can't remember their name right now. He said I have to talk into the bottom part of this mic, which is that side facing me. And hopefully it does sound a lot more bassy. I want that bass. I want that bass. I need my bass back. Put a hole in your mask and it defeats the purpose of the mask, but I think that's pretty funny. All right, so we got to look at some real numbers for people that come in, and we'll display these numbers occasionally during the chat because we're going to be on here for at least an hour. And we're going to look at the numbers. Now, I want you guys to be reasonable. Be reasonable. Brian Christopher was wearing a mask in Palm Springs supplied by the casino. Cards in all machines, they have been cleaned. That is good. So, will I wear a mask in the casino? Me personally, probably. I probably would. Now, masks have been shown to maybe help. Masks have been shown to do some bad things to your health if you wear them for hours and hours on end. I guess if you're on a marathon gambling session, you better wear a mask. But we have to talk more about things like how many people are actually getting sick because of all this stuff. Because it might not be as many people as you think. I see it in my chat. I'm doing my videos. I had a major technical meltdown with my computer today, so I'm trying to fix that software. I just have an old cobbled together rig that was good a year and a half ago, not so good right now. I got a bunch of footage. It's the same camera I'm chatting with you on right now after the live stream. I filmed over an hour of footage. I can't even edit it. It's like a painter having a paintbrush and having both of his hands broken. It's not fun. Anyways, we talk about the numbers. It's the real numbers. Okay, NHL playoffs are coming soon. Very exciting. New York Rangers fan here. The Las Vegas Knights are a great team, Steve. They have a great chance at the Cup. They're 6-1 odds right now, and I appreciate that. So we have this right now. We have the numbers. Now, this is a website right here that anybody can access. This is not some ninja-style website, and it shows us all of the different information about Clark County, Nevada, and everything. The darker blue that you see right down here, that's where there's 6,226 cases, a lot more tests done than anywhere else in the entire county. Even Washoe County has 5 times less tests, more than 5 times less tests. Who knows why that is? But we go here and we check out some stats. So we're going to take a look at, this is the gender for confirmed cases. Now, people that were conspiracy theorists said that this was something that attacked men, but in Nevada, you see that it's 52% female, 48% male. We can see the races. Now, the news the other day said that Hispanic people were the worst hurt by all of this. Okay, sure, except that that's not necessarily, it's really splitting hairs between 37 and 39. It's important to note that Hispanic and white are the 2 biggest demographics, and the CDC's website notes that it's 26% overall, and then when you add everything else up, it's 74% for non-Latinos, but in Nevada, it seems to be like this, okay? Which is funny because we have Asian people at 12%, but they're in a clear minority. What did I tell you about the Asian markets requiring masks when you go into them? There's a reason why. These people travel, they go back to Asia, they have issues, and they come back and they get sick, and that sucks. The next thing we have to look at is the important information. This is very important. Now, you ever heard the old term? Tell me in the comments below. Have any of you heard the old term? You say you're looking for something and somebody makes a joke and they say, well, it'll be in the last place you look for it. Ho, ho, ho. Well, when you're looking for something, it is evident and it appears. When you're not looking for something, it's not evident, it doesn't appear. So as you can see from the start of March, this is March, it's hard to read on the tiny screen, all the way up here till just a few days ago, we performed 107,000 tests. Nearly, we'll just round it up to 107,000. We'll round it up to 108,000 tests. This right here shows you that as we're looking for things, the top chart is correlating with the bottom chart. That's important to note. The tests go up. We're looking for more things. People get a sniffle. They run to the free testing facility, which are now sparkled throughout the Las Vegas area and the Reno area. And they get tested and they pop positive. This is important to note. You're not going to find something that you're not looking for. Now we go up to the daily new cases. Now, everybody flips out when they see that there's this many cases, that many cases. Well, look, back at the peak, back in 329, back when it was right after the government closed everything down, it was 258. Okay, now we're down to 103. But as I've showed you before, we have to look for these datas to be going downwards, which although it's 229 there, sometimes these labs, they report things and they do lumps of reporting. So suddenly you see lumps of reports come out and you're going, holy cow, how did we get that many people that had it? Oh, it's terrible. Well, that's not necessarily true. We want to look for a downward trend. If they reported 10 days of data or 5 days of data, or one lab had a bunch of tests that came back all at once, they're just reporting more data in a single day. We can see the cumulative number of tests kind of go on a slope. But you know what? Let's go to another one. Even better example, right? An overall downward curve where the peaks are up here, but the curve's getting lower. Unfortunately, it's a little bit lower on 419, and this is about the same time that we talked about going into phase 1. Now we're into phase 1. We enter into phase 1, and now we're going into phase 2, where we're getting 6 daily deaths, 5, 11, 10. Back here, the average was way higher. Take the median of the numbers, okay? We go to the next chart here and we can see the daily growth rate of new cases and how it's basically flattened out. This is what they call flattening the curve. Flattening the curve was originally meant to be something that you talked about because we didn't want to inundate the hospitals with tons of new cases so people couldn't have any kind of issues. They would say, we have enough respirators, we have enough emergency room units, we have enough ICU beds. Well, that's exactly what's happened. Okay, that curve has gone down. New case growth is 1.3%. Okay, the daily death rate right here, 1.1%, whereas way back here, it was 62%, 83% new cases reported. Pretty wild numbers when you look at them, right? Now here we have a confirmed and suspected hospitalizations by date. Okay, so we have suspected versus actual confirmed. Suspected is the dark blue, confirmed is the light blue. And again, we can see here, confirmed or suspected in the ICU. Those numbers are dropping. Every single day they're dropping, okay? Confirmed or suspected, it is dark blue on ventilators. Those are dropping. Every day they're dropping, okay? So just because we have more cases being reported, it doesn't mean that the whole curve is not flattening. Okay, you can have the world's mildest flu. 300 million Americans could have the world's mildest flu. All it does is cause you to have a sniffly nose and a bit of a chest cough. It doesn't even impede you from going to work. You say it's the world's worst flu because we don't know what it's going to do, but it's the mildest flu. Now, am I saying that this is the world's mildest flu? Oh, you bet your sweet ass I am not telling you that. Why would I tell you that? That would be irresponsible. I'll be shut down for YouTube. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that if you had something that was completely different and completely mild, and it's not C19, it's not coronavirus, then you'd have an issue with people either taking the data and saying it's mild, taking the data and saying it's crazy, but that's where we're at with all this. Now, look at these numbers right here. We have the positive test rate going up versus down. Okay, this is where it rises up. Lots of people are positive. This is where it goes down. Okay, this is an interesting chart to look at too. This just shows you that there's a lot more people who are getting tested who are not testing for positive because we have the tests available. Tests were very much not available. They got way more available. Now more people are getting tested because they think they might have it. It's a good thing. And this is a technical notice that we're not going to read through. So apparently this has a lot to do with people losing their minds. I'm still here. Are you still here? Sisolak news conference postponed. He's been exposed. We don't know that, Alan. We have no idea. He didn't announce anything yet. I heard that it was positive, the reason they exposed it, but it might not be positive as well. How do you feel about people who think they don't have to wear a face mask? And Herman said, I think at some points they take their own selves and they do a self-assessment and they risk what they want to risk. In 1968, 100,000 deaths from Hong Kong flu. I never even heard of that one. Nobody winked. Was that in America or was that globally? That's very interesting. So you can find these stats at nvhealthresponse.nv.gov. It's a big chart on the main part of the front page. My moderators rock. Well, I appreciate my moderators, and I appreciate all of you guys for rocking and rolling with me too. But I guess the point is we just need to be reasonable. We need to be responsible. We need to make sure that everybody is keeping a level head, because when people panic, they make poor decisions for themselves. That's what they do. 462 likes. Wait, no, 462 viewers, only 114 likes. No rock stars yet, but all of you are rock stars in your own light. That was U.S. deaths. So in 1968, 100,000 people. But we didn't shut down because we had a much less polarizing news media. We had a news media that wasn't out there to make people flip out and freak out. And that's what they do now because they have to get attention because we're in a 24-hour, 365 news cycle and everybody wants to get attention. We're all running around going, me, 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 pick on me, go look at my thing, click on my thing. Look, top 10 celebrities exposed with their pants down. Oh, look, top 10 celebrities, you never know what they look like. Oh, look, this is the weird way that you can beat all death and live to 200 years old. That's what we're going after. And then when this cycle hits up, boom. Doesn't help that half the country is divided politically with the other half. Like Lake of the Ozarks. Hey, Steven, Hong Kong flu was 100,000 deaths. Verified on the CDC. There you go. Howard says you can't rush the numbers. I'm not trying to, Howard. I'm just going by them day by day by day, looking at the long-term data that we have and seeing what the long-term data is. Day Tripper says, I have activated the like button. Thank you. And Okerlund, whoa, guys, I see around 500 thanks for Okerlund. I can't believe it works on my cell phone. I can see how many people are here, but not here. So you ask me a question now. My rant is over. I talked for 16 minutes, and I am parched. I'm going to get some water, and you guys can talk to me about what you want, and I'll answer your questions if I can see the questions. I'll try my best. Looks to me like regular life is coming back. Pray for Governor Sisolak. We don't know that he's been exposed yet. I've not seen that as official news. I've not seen anything as official news right now. That's just what we call assumptions. And assumptions can be good and assumptions can be bad. Steve Sisolak canceled the press conference. I don't see any reason why he canceled the press conference. Let's see if the Review Journal is doing their job and being journalists. And let's see what they have to say. Is the Colorado River up? I have no idea. So he canceled it due to possible COVID-19 exposure. He'll be tested on Wednesday. Okay, well, I mean, if he was exposed, he was exposed. Somebody in his office had it, and they should have been tested. The regular flu kills 20 to 60,000 a year. Vegas is a different animal because people come from everywhere. The problem is your local numbers, they really don't factor into staying on the Strip. I don't know about that. I mean, we all work on the Strip, and if this was going to have exploded, it would have exploded because 40% of us work in the service sector. Most of those people work at a hotel or they're connected with somebody down the lines and down the links in the chain that work in a hotel. When I have somebody come into the magazine and we do a thing with the magazine, they probably had some exposure to somebody who worked at the hotel. The mayor has opened all retail in the city starting tomorrow. Oh my gosh, what's the mayor out there? It's not Newsom, he's the governor. It looks like he is sick and tired of people complaining. Number nationwide is over 100,000. That is true. Look at the Twitter page. He was in a building and tested positive. The person wasn't in the building the same day he was. Well, that's crazy. So this looks to be maybe a bad thing for the casinos reopening. I don't know for sure. Hopefully he keeps a level head and we don't have any issues with that. Iowa casinos are opening next Monday. Very cool. Did anyone see the video of Bellagio fountains being tested? I did not see that, but I heard they are opening on day one when the casino opens. Gil Garcetti. Whoa, Miguel. How likely the Link will be to open for Father's Day? Man, that's a good question. You're talking about the Link Hotel, or you're talking about the High Roller, or you're talking about the Promenade for shopping. The Link Hotel may not be open. It depends on how many people come here. I would say check back with the Link, go to their official booking website, constantly refresh that page, use the booking system to try to see when you could actually book. If you're talking about the hotel, if you're talking about the ride, man, I wouldn't ride that ride right now. We don't have enough data to know how it's going on. But, it's going to be tough. And if you're talking about the shopping promenade, I imagine the whole entire shopping at the Link should be somewhat running. If not, some places are closed. Mayor quiet these days. Why? She got her wish June 4th. She shut her mouth, and that's a good thing, and she decided she's not going to cause a public nuisance for people and bring so much on Las Vegas, I guess. CDC told doctors in the very beginning of all this to record any deaths with similar symptoms. They're doing tests for those, but it seems to be like if you get hit by a bus, now you have had C19. When you got hit by a bus, they mark you as a death by C19. The world is closed to the U.S. What the heck? It is all U.S. to Vegas. Well, it's our time to shine in Las Vegas then, isn't it? It's a miracle that C19 has cured the flu and pneumonia. Right, there's no more flu deaths. There's no more pneumonia deaths. There's just one way of going. Every time I hear of a celebrity passing like Little Richard, I'm like, oh, did he die of C19? Oh, no, he died of bone cancer. That's still very unfortunate, but it looks like little Richard is still with, still not in that, lopped into that thing. Plus, all C19 Mark deaths grant the hospital $13,000. Brian, I've read up to $300,000 depending on the hospital system. Christina is here. I made reservations for July. I'm planning everything by all the info you gather. Oh, so much pressure. What am I going to do? That'd be good for the bus driver. Sure. The bus driver wouldn't be at fault. It would be C19's fault. Get hit by a drunk driver. It's not their fault. It's C19's fault because they had it. Because we contact traced. I was being conservative. Okay. Love to spend time at a Vegas resort. I'll wait until the gunny. I don't know what the gunny is. I'm not sure what that is. Well, they replaced resort fees. That's probably the video I'm going to film for tomorrow. Just to let you guys know, I'm probably going to be filming that for tomorrow. Oh, I think somebody just came in the house. I better put on my C19 mask. I do wear this when I go out to places, and I didn't tie it up all the way in the back, so now the laces are going to get loose. And there they go. But the good news is, I'll never lose it. VegasFaceMask.com. What a shill. He's always trying to sell something. Everybody's trying to sell something to everybody. President Trump in Space Coast, Florida. Space Coast, Florida tomorrow. Victory Casino cruise ship sets sail the next day from the Sarah area. I hope that the president would visit. A presidential visit is always nice no matter who's in office. And now's the part where you say, I knew it. He's a conservative. What a jerk. No, I'm just saying that when the president honors your city, it's always good for the city. Hoping to visit in August. Steve, what to do in Vegas until shows return? You can gamble, you can drink, you can walk the strip, you can check out the Bellagio, you can go into the casinos, you can check out the shopping for things that you might not be able to afford. That's what I do. I go down to sometimes Best Buy and look at things I can't afford, but these days I look at Amazon and look at things I can't afford. Trying to get a new camera for blogging, can't afford it, so I go on Amazon and I read the reviews. You can window shop. You can go to some of the attractions that'll be open. The Marvel 4D is going to be open. You have fantastic architecture at Caesar's Palace at the Forum Shops. Going to be a good amount. Going to be good enough to come in and have some fun. Vegas is going to be huge. I got my Station Casino mailer with my free slot play showing opening day is June 1st. I hope Station didn't invest $300,000 in stuff and then we find out that Sisolak decides that everybody can't play because he can't play. Now, we all hope that Governor Sisolak is not positive for C19. I hope that he is healthy as a whip. I don't wish harm on anybody. I don't go into other YouTube channels and talk down about the YouTubers. I don't do that kind of stuff. How old is Steve Sisolak, governor of Nevada? Is there any other? Jesus. He's 66 years old, which means he is in a very high-risk group, but no higher risk than any other politician that's really in office. Politicians generally don't get elected when they're young unless it's like Nancy Pelosi said, you could put a D on a cup of water and run it where AOC was elected, and she would get elected. I'm not going to go political, but that was a funny joke. Christina says, whoa, thanks for all you're doing. Thank you, Christina. Evan's mom says you're rocking this chat again. Do you guys know this? I was watching a channel called Charisma on Command. You should check that channel out. And what I try my best to do is I try my best to be charismatic. And I don't know if it works. It must work. You guys seem to like me just talking on a camera. Although I realized just now, holy crap, I'm swaying back and forth like the fan is blowing me. What am I doing? And I was looking at a video about The Rock, and when The Rock Johnson came into the WWE, he went nobody. Guys, we have to thank them about, 450 times, I'm guessing. Thank Evan's mom, Christina Castillo. Who else do we thank in the chat tonight? We're going to thank Okerlund, Miguel Carpio, LeJune Carson, Christina Castillo, and Elvis's mom. Elvis's mom is here. Thank you very much. No, we're going to thank them, guys. How many other times? I don't know how many people are in my chat because YouTube doesn't tell me anymore. I guess I messed up. Did a vaccine come out and I missed it? No. But people are looking at the stats and the numbers and realizing that when Dr. Fauci tells you something, because, Dr. Fauci, you're going to get a vaccine or I'm going to break your freaking legs. That's Dr. Fauci. When he says, you can go outside your house, probably go outside your house. You know what I'm saying? Any chance of a walking video of Chinatown? I want to do a walking video when I have the proper gear set up. And I want to do a lot of things. SJC is ultra cool, ultra charismatic, the ultimate not leaving Las Vegas rocks. Thank you. And so I want to do those walking videos. We can just do a Vegas Q&A right now. And that would be good. And that means a new camera, a proper lens, and a proper everything, because I can't film outside with any of my cameras when it's 115 degrees. The heat doesn't bother me. Whoa, the moo! I'm going to wait till this guinea pigs find that things are safe in the casinos. It might not take you a long time, the moo. Whether or not we actually open it up, whether or not we all come back and we all dial back because Steve Sisolak's sick, and if he can't go out to play, nobody can go out to play, because that very may well happen. He might change his perspective on everything. I don't know. I gotta text this person. Anyways, whether or not that happens, we're going to find out real soon. 115 is hot, but I spent years on the sidewalk, in the sun, in the timeshare lane, and it was what it was, and I learned to appreciate the heat for what it is. You can always go inside. Well, not now, right? Everything is closed. You can always go somewhere. You can always be inside. You don't have to worry about it. I did my video today. The El Cortez is opening June 4th. I did that in a very early video. It was not very early. It was a late video. I had some problems. One way that equipment fails in the desert, by the way, is this camera array right here has optical image stabilization in it. It's not going to focus on it. And the heat killed it. Whoa, CG. Whoo, lordy, it's getting hot in here. Thank you, CG. Guys, some 500 some odd thank yous to CG. I want you to type his name in the chats. Don't forget our manners. Somebody today said that my chats on my discussions, on my videos, are normal. And they were so happy to see not a bunch of nut jobs. And that's the kind of place we want to harbor. So thank CG, guys. How many other times we can thank him? We also have to thank the Moo, who says he's going to wait until the guinea pigs. I'm a guinea pig. Can you milk me, Greg? Okay, that's 2 movies, and that's 1 movie, and saying it doesn't really matter, okay? Mr. Uber's here. Mark is here. Why do you keep your thermostat? Why do you keep your thermostat at Steve? What do you keep my thermostat? I don't know, because we haven't run the air conditioning, because our house is very, very cool, because whoever built this house installed trees where all the sun's supposed to come. So we're very, very sheltered, which is very, very good. And I've said very, very too many times. I'm vulnerable, he says, Mr. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, but he's going to play guinea pig in November. Fair enough. Keeping my reservations for late August. Should be hopefully close to normal as shows, concerts, rides, buffets. I don't think shows are coming back before the first of the year. I did a video on that on the channel. And where does the LGBT community hang out at, Bruce says? That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I know, as I mentioned in my video about downtown, there's an LGBT alternative lifestyles club called Crave. It used to be on Harmon. Now it's downtown at what they call the Neonopolis. But I don't know that culture very much. So if I said the wrong thing, I would be like dumb. It's the reason I don't talk about the Raiders a whole bunch. I could talk about hockey all day long, but nobody cares about hockey. They just care about Raiders. Raiders. Evan's mom says shows for a few years. I think there's an economic impediment when it comes to the shows. I don't think this is as much a health impediment. When does the Cosmopolitan open? Well, that's a good question, and I don't know when it opens. Cosmo has not given their opening plans. We have to assume, since they're just one company that owns one casino, that they're going to be opening on June 4th. But you never know. You know, they were very good to their employees in terms of how they treated them to an extent. They did move the goalposts a little bit, change the definition of full-time employees, but at least they paid a lot of their employees all the way through. Old-timey hockey, Jim says. If I watch the old-time hockey, which I watched when I was a kid from the 80s, I watch it and I say, wow, that game was a lot different. It probably wouldn't work as well in the modern day. I can listen to hockey any day. Canadian here. Sam B., what part of Canada are you from, my friend? What are the plans to open up the pools? Well, the pools should be open, I would imagine. Nobody said they're not going to be open. None of the health plans released by the casinos talked about the pools. Caesars is offering a good bonus to go to the hotel. That is a good thing, too. I like Caesars. I do like Caesars. What have you heard about spring sports books opening? Well, apparently, according to things I can't substantiate, so you shouldn't say that it's news, Sheldon Adelson replaced the buffet with a sports book. We still need sports to operate. You can bet on ponies. You can bet on dogs. Dogs? I like dogs. Oh, dogs. Dogs, Tommy. Dogs. Extra credit if you tell me what that movie was from. Dogs, Tommy. Dogs. Anyways, it's a really esoteric out there thing, and I know a few of you guys will probably get that reference. Why would they open if there's nothing to bet on? What are you going to bet on? Esports? Come on. Give me a break, right? Snatch. Boom. Marky wins the contest. It's not casino. It was Snatch. It's the part where you got the guys and they're talking about the things. It's where Jason Statham is talking to Tommy and he talks about dogs. He goes, dogs. Oh, yeah. I like dogs. And he goes, dogs, Tommy. Dogs. It's funny as heck. Punky Power is in the house. Mr. Classic TV 1980. Thank you so much. Shower them with some amount of likes. This is 5 million likes, 5 million viewers. Yeah. Sheldon's property never had a buffet. You mean T.I.? No, I mean Sheldon. I meant Phil Ruffin. Phil Ruffin. Holy cow, it's been a long day. I was on the phones all day. I was trying to train people at my job. My job is hiring. They're trying to get people to make phone calls. Training salespeople, I don't know. Maybe some people are just born a salesperson. Maybe some people are just born with the gift of gab. I know my first live stream was terrible. Don't watch it. It's on my channel. It sucks. Esports are a billion-dollar industry that people clown on. Even Magic Johnson owns an esports team, Mona Lisa says. Mona Lisa, I don't want to offend you, but I hate to tell you that watching a couple of guys play Madden is not the same as watching the Raiders play and real things being at stake. So while I can appreciate esports being a big industry because it was marketing, that's all it is. But it's people enjoy it. That's fine. But you're not going to get some guy in his 50s smoking a cigar, watching some kid in his 20s playing esports. It's not going to be the same. And I don't even know if you can legally bet on esports as according to the to the Gaming Commission's rules. That's a good question, though. Thank you, Steven. Esperes ain't real athletics. Esports ain't real athletics. Alternative to buffets is large amounts of food. Do you know if Station Casinos is opening? A lot of people think they're opening June 1st because they sent out a bunch of mailers to people and they said June 1st. We'll see if that happens. Have you heard about Mike Tyson fighting again professionally? I've heard that he was in a video. It wasn't a very good video. It was just a bunch of shaky camera footage of him shadowboxing and sparring with a few guys. And maybe he'll fight professionally. I said that you should be able to see Mike Tyson fight Evander Holyfield on a big ticket on the strip. You should be able to charge people to be on the strip for that time, and that would be good. When is the Aria opening? Nobody knows that. Only MGM knows, and even they don't know. Caesars is sticking to a June 2nd for now. Well, it was June 3rd when I called. Maybe they pushed it back to June 2nd. That's cool. Tito Ortiz claims they'll fight. Well, you know when it comes from Tito, it's got to be true. But he probably has his ear to the MMA world more than me. So I would just say, go ahead, Mike. Fight, Iron Mike. Fight. And if you lose the fight, let your pigeons bite their ear off this time. Don't bite it yourself, Mike. You don't need more drama, mama. Open everything 2 months ago, Brian says. That probably would have been a bad idea 2 months ago when we didn't have as much information. BKFC, the Brian Kentucky Fried Chicken offered him $20 million. Word is Tyson Camp has approached Tyson Fury camp. Interesting if we're going to see that fight. MGM, Bellagio, and New York will open first. Others unknown. I've heard MGM Grand should open, but we don't know for sure. The best way to tell is to go on their bookings website, see when you can book a room. Hey, tell me what you think about the governor. The governor, Arnold? I think he's fantastic. He's a wonderful guy. I love Governor Arnold. He's so good. One of you doesn't like this impression. I love this impression. It's so good. See what I did there? You see what I did there? I have Maple Leafs Ave coming up behind me, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you could fight a top pro. Tyson in his prime would beat anybody hands down. Hands down. 12 p.m. by June 3rd, they turn on the slots. 12 p.m., June 3rd, turn on the slots. What day of the week is that? Is that a weekday? If that's a weekday, I won't be there. Oh, snap, it's a Wednesday. I won't be there when they turn on the slots. That's okay. I prefer not to put myself in that situation. Love Arnold. It's not a tumor. You did Arnold good. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. Just got back from Gatlinburg. Simple Man, I know you. I sent that video to a very important person, by the way, that you would have no idea who it was, and I can't say. Somebody who really cares about that kind of stuff a great deal. And they were surprised, and they sent it to some more people. So you might have done a good thing, Simple Man, Simple Life, sending me that Facebook message, and I much appreciate it. Not leaving Las Vegas Boulevard. That would just be a street that has a big giant brick wall on all the sides of it. Head to the chopper. We need to terminate the resort fees. We need to terminate the resort fees. Get to the chopper. Do it. Come on now. Arnold's from Austria. Yes, he is from Austria. When are they going to turn on this? Goitcher, you got deleted by my mods. I was going to approve you for that one, just so you know. It's like time. Yeah, go ahead and like the video. We got to thank our rock stars who have been so nice to me tonight. All of my chatters are rock stars. All of my moderators are level 2 rock stars. The level 3 rock stars today are Okerlund, Miguel Caprio, Lejeune Carson, Christina Castillo, Evan's Mom, The Moo, CG, and Mr. Classic TV 1980. So you guys are all rock stars. Gruely man, I can't do it. I can't say all words like Arnold, just certain ones. It's very, very strange. Don't you know it is? Brian says, my mods block people for nothing. Well, then you'd have to take that up with one of the mods. I hope they don't block you for saying that. I doubt they will. It's okay. Is that your cat in the window behind me? No, that's a cat. That's one of our 2 mascots for the channel we have. We have the bear and we have the cat. So that's very interesting. It's hanging. Oh, coughing. It's hanging. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm coughing. VegasFaceMask.com. Well, they blocked me after you simply repeated what I said, Brian says. Sorry, Brian. You know what? Mod's going to do what Mod's going to do. If they block you because you were talking about the SLU blank S word, then that's what they block. I don't know what it was. It doesn't really matter. Coming back to Bellagio, I don't want you to be blocked, so just be nice in the chat. Most people don't have blocking problems in the chat. So, we are here. Cosmo said June 4th opening, but can't confirm. Yeah, isn't that great? They can't confirm because they don't know what's going on. So June 4th, I am flying in on the 5th. Well, if you call their call center, you can get a room on the 3rd is what I've heard, and that's what I did when I called the call center. Blackjack's bigger. You look like an ER doctor today. Yes, but this is not an N95 mask. This is just a piece of high quality, 100% cotton with beautiful stitching, by the way, and an awesome pattern, and that's what it is. Anyone know when the Orleans opens? That will open on June 4th. The Orleans is part of Boyd. They open on June 4th. What is my favorite casino? I've given you a few. Palazzo, Caesar's Palace, Planet Hollywood. I'm partial to Caesar's Palace and Planet Hollywood. However, Sheldon Adelson's been so nice. I posed a comment. I said, do you think Sheldon Adelson being a proponent of the casinos is a good thing, or do you think he's out of his mind? And somebody said, hey, how dare you do this to Sheldon Adelson? He's been great. And I'm like, dude, I never said anything bad about him. I asked a question to the audience. Hello. It was like a little Wayne Campbell right up there. So embrace the big picture of the NHL's return. Here's what we have going on in Las Vegas today, just so you guys know. We have Sisolak cancels Phase 2 due to possible exposure. Decommissioned nuclear reactor, suspect in killing. This is what things I don't read to you because this is the violent side of Las Vegas. Look at this. Police believe Las Vegas wife. Oh my gosh. Restaurants in Las Vegas tourism corridor delay reopening. Well, that's the first I've heard about that. So we got children, walk-ups. There's a lot of stuff. Just go to lvrj.com and you guys can learn more too. And then you don't have to watch my channel anymore, which I guess I shouldn't have told you to go to lvrj.com. That was smart of me, wasn't it? So, hello, McFly. Hello. There's 2 versions. One is Wayne's World. That's where he goes, hello. And the other one is, hello, McFly. Hello. And he knocks him on the head. What's the best room names at Caesar's Palace? I don't know enough about it, Kokomo, but Bermuda, Bahama. Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? Maybe that's a good name for a room at Caesar's Palace. Where do we get a Not Leaving Las Vegas official membership card? Oh, come on. I'm not going to have an official membership card. What would it be? I don't even have the ability to print one. But that's a good one. I like that. You can be part of the Not Leaving Las Vegas crew. Maybe I'll make a printout you can print on your inkjet, bubble jet printer. I'm old. We used to have bubble jet printers. They sucked. Have you eaten at Rouse and Caesars? Always wanted to, never went. My wife loves the pasta you can buy at the store, but she makes her own sauce. But we buy the Rouse pasta. Rouse or Raos or whatever we all say it. It's a place out of New York City. They only have one other one. I believe that the other one is here in Las Vegas. We could have a secret handshake. It's going to be 3, 2, 1, click. That's our secret handshake. Dot matrix. They still use those in the Philippines. In some places here, I need a squad or squads already out, bro. I don't know about that squad. I got the NLLV crew in the house tonight, though. Anything about the Stratosphere? They open on the 4th. The 4th. May the 4th be with you. That's when we lisp. How I come I can't see the other chats. I don't know, Debbie says, how come I can't see other chats? When you have chat problems, I say refresh your page, get to a different device. Whoa, Dan the man just wants to help out. Thank you, Dan. That's very helpful of you guys. Some 400, 500, I'm not sure how many thank yous we have to say to Dan the man because YouTube is not telling me how many people are in the stream unless I refresh the page like this and then it loads up and it says 557 thanks to Dan the man. Thank you, Dan. When do I see the carnival opening? You're talking about the carnival court, the carnival buffet. There's lots of carnivals in Las Vegas. Lots of places where you can go. Caffeine-free casinos for me. 13 days off of caffeine. 13. A bunch of these. 5, 10, 13. Man, I can't bend my fingers like I'd like. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, 13 days no caffeine. That's pretty nice. And I don't miss it. This is Fanta. It's Diet Fanta. I haven't eaten since yesterday night. I'm trying to do the 1 meal a day thing like Debbie Omad purports to do. And I know it works. You just got to eat less calories and you get your protein and your carbs and your fats all in one meal. And I got to start going to the gym. And yeah, when will the monorail be up and running? Ugh, don't take public transportation here if you have to. Call up Mark Rofton. He's your Mr. Uber Las Vegas. I know it's a little expensive, but he disinfects his car like a beast. What's my favorite Ben & Jerry's? My wife likes Chunky Monkey, but for me, ice cream with peanut butter in it is always the best. Whoa, Sherry Johnson. Thank you, Sherry Johnson, 560 or so times. I'm trying to hold the chat, trying to hold it together, trying to make it work. I don't know. Ask me about some kind of story I can tell you. Ask me to tell you a story. Give me some story ideas so I can entertain you. Here we are now. Entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Cut and Shoots here. Jerry's back. Welcome, Jerry, back. Carnival Court with Flippy. That Carnival Court. I think the Carnival Court will open with social distancing as soon as they open those hotels near there. More like intermittent fasting rather than OMAD. Intermittent fasting works well for a lot of people too. If you guys don't want to know diet advice, I don't know. You can probably look at that guy Camaro69. He might be into the diet and fitness world. Do I gamble? Give us a story. There are no real numbers. Say hi to Matthew around. Oh, he's not in my chat. He's probably doing a much more successful chat somewhere else. I don't know, guys. I don't think he's in the chat. I just typed the @ symbol in his word and his name, and it didn't come up. Let's see. Well, tell us how you met your wife, unless you've already shared that. There's some things I'm not talking about here. I might talk about on the Patreon, but you can give me another topic. Whoa, Tom gave me 2 Australian dollar redues. He says by next year I'll have donated $900 redues. He knew I was going to say dollar redues. That's a funny name. I would have called them Chazawazes or something like that. That's from The Simpsons, the episode that was so offensive that the Australian government made Fox issue an apology or something like that. But I love Australians. They're super nice. I don't have a name of my fans. Matt King is great. Zabali's really haunted. Saw Circus is going to open. Yuck. Potato diet a la Penn Jillette worked for me. Potato diet. Eat all your carbs. Don't get protein. I don't know enough about it, but Penn did lose a lot of weight. Good for him. I don't think he would have had bariatric surgery and pretended it was a potato diet. That's only something that a magician would do. Poof. Look what I did. It's pretty funny. Did you run into that crazy guy on the bike again after you ended your live stream? No, I hightailed it back to the good real estate on Las Vegas Boulevard, and I will never go that way again without some kind of ensemble, some kind of posse. I left Canada. This is not a Vegas thing. I didn't come here so I could go to Las Vegas. I just kind of ended up here. I had an uncle who was working in Southern California. Actually, no, he's an American citizen. He lived in Mexico of all places, and he worked in Southern California. And he said, I'll bring you down. I'll get you all the visas and all that stuff, and you can work down here. And then when it was dubious to say the least. And I guess he just wanted me to come down. I ended up living in a trailer on a job site with rats in it. It was no fun. And coming from a place that has no rats, Alberta, Canada has no rats. They have a rat patrol that they made in the 1940s to keep the borders of the province rat-free. It was a freak-out moment for me. And I started, why doesn't Say Hi to Matthew just move to Vegas like you? Evan, it's complicated. Canadians moving across the border, it's complicated. I don't know. He seems like he's got the money to come here all the time, so I'm happy for him. I met my wife. I moved to Vegas. I'm going to yada, 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 a la Jerry Seinfeld episode. I don't want to get into that stuff because some things have to remain between me and my wife. Steven, are there really good guided to Vegas? Why don't you do one? Oh! Because people won't want to pay the price I'd have to command. I think my guided tours would be on par with anything I could do. And I'd have to rent a vehicle because it's not, and I'd have to get licensing, and I'd have to do something like that. Maybe I could crowdfund it, but then people would have to pay for the tours. I got a Blackjack. This is my special guy that eats special food that's lost a lot of weight. If you're on the Patreon, you would have seen how he attacked me and he clawed me up pretty good. I was literally bleeding after that. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to Blackjack. That's my new YouTube channel. We'll just make a Blackjack channel. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Yeah, so... Hey, Blackjack. I started seeing Las Vegas commercials being aired on SoCal lately and Vegas-related movies on TNT and TBS and stuff. You will see all that. That's the way that Vegas actually markets itself. It's a good deal. It's a good way to do it. Do you golf, Steven? Poorly. I like golf. I like to drive the ball real far, but it always goes left or right. And then I go up to it like Billy Madison. And I go, "What's wrong with you, ball? That's your home. Don't you want to go to your home?" Really mad if it ever gets near the hole. It never does. Blackjack. I got me a Blackjack. His middle name is 21. I just said that, and now it's true. And he's so well behaved, if you guys notice. But then when he doesn't want to be with you, he really doesn't want to be with you. And he's just like, "You're done. You be an awesome guide. You're a walking, talking Vegas encyclopedia." Yeah, I mean, if I did it, I'd have to charge $200 or $300 a person to do it. Because I'd have to have a minimum amount of people to do it. Because I'd have to rent an SUV. I'd have to make sure everything was copacetic. And I'd have to do all that stuff. And what are you doing, Blackjack? You're staring at the light. Blinded by the light. Wrapped up like a deuce. Oh, Steve Miller's not in the chat tonight, I don't think. Stories about the old Vegas hotels from downtown. Gold Spike. I don't know enough about downtown. I'm in the middle of researching all that. 21 jacked you up the other day. Bath from hell. Yeah, it was no fun. Sign me up for the posse. Paul Rotter is part of the posse, guys. Paul gets 557, it shows on my end of things, likes and comments and say his name. And I got fangs. Fangs. Oh, you guys want to see how you can make your cat into Star Wars? All you do is you go, Star Wars, Yoda. Oh, come on, do it. Yoda. Yoda. Meh. Anyways, all right, he's not having, he's a Screen Actors Guild card. No, I don't have one. He doesn't have one. How do you feel about the Nevada Attorney General position against mail-in voting ballots? Why are you asking me politics? Nobody wants to hear that. My God. Okay, you got sharp claws. Okay, you are free to go fly the friendly skies or something. I think mail-in ballots are bad for both parties because I think every time that there's a mail-in thing, somebody magically finds ballots somewhere. They'd be like, "Oh, we found a bunch of ballots over at the Albertsons. We found a bunch of ballots at the Safeway." Sorry, the election's never over. I think that it's one vote, one person. That's the same reason why in Iraq, when they were nation building and trying to give them a parliament, they would put people's fingers in ink that didn't come off for at least a few days because then they know that a person voted. Of course, you go to the polls, you can socially distance. You're in Nevada, for God's sakes, but it is hot, so you can't stand outside. Hey, here's an idea. The schools are not technically open. Disinfect the heck out of the schools and let people queue up in a school with air conditioning. It wouldn't be that bad. You literally put seats, and well, I guess you can't put seats, but that's my thing. I think that every single time that there's a different way to vote, people tend to lose themselves and people tend to try to find an edge. And I think internet voting is probably the worst thing in the world, and that the companies that want to do that are just big tech companies that want to control people's data, and I'm not into having my data controlled. It's ironic I say this because I use one of the biggest data collection devices with the biggest data collection companies on the planet. Won't name their names so I don't get my video banned by them, but you know what I'm talking about. Oops, I gotta watch out. They have the contextual understanding of what I'm saying in the videos. Jerry Diver for Blackjack's dinner. Thank you, Jerry. I'm going to eat macaroni and cheese for dinner tonight, I think. I have no idea. I'm craving something from my childhood, and I don't want to go anywhere. Thank you, Jerry. Thank him. It still shows 557 times on my end, so thank him 667 times because I'm adding another 110. How did the high roller start up? Who built it? Any problems? The high roller is very interesting. So story time in Las Vegas. Let's see if I can e-beg for some likes in this chat. I'm e-begging for likes, everybody. Likes. I never ask people to donate money to me. That would be preposterous. I have 280 likes. If I can get to 300 likes, I'll tell you a little bit about the high roller and all of the other ridiculousness that was supposed to be in Las Vegas, which we've already talked to. I don't know how much weight he's lost, but he's lost noticeable fat. Whoa, Evan's mom. Mail-in ballots in Nevada requires you to print and sign your name on the outside of an envelope, and you can also see your address. Not looking to be scammed. I understand, Evan's mom. I understand, and I know that your heart's in the right place, and I know that you're a great viewer, and I know that you're an awesome person, and I know that you're on my Patreon, and I appreciate and I love you. So my thing is this. Here, look. Here, look. Let's see. Do I have a pen in my pocket? Well, it's the first time in my life I've not had a pen in my pocket. If I take this piece of paper and I write and I sign my wife's name on it, or a dead relative or something, and I mail it in, just so you know, I'm not registered to vote like years ago, right? I can't vote years ago. I can't legally vote. I got 3 different reminders from the Nevada Democratic Party that I should be registered to vote. 3. And I'm not registered to vote. So when you don't require an ID, when you don't require something like that, you can write a person's name on this piece of paper and you can sign it and then you can put it in there and then they can kind of compare it and you can say, well, my signature is never the same. And that's a problem, right? And it works on both sides. I'm just using the DNC as an example because that's who sent me 3 different reminders that I should register to vote. How did I get on their mailing list? I've never done any business with any political party. Dude LV says, I like you. Thank you, Dude LV. I like you too. You are awesome for saying that. Thank you 519 times. Under the radar place in Vegas you recommend. For what are you looking? If you're looking for food, I recommend Chinatown. It's always good in Chinatown. If you're looking for bars, I mean, you have like, there's one called Ichabod's. That's a pretty good place. If you're close to the strip, you might go over to the Stage Door. It's a little place where all the union people put their stickers. It's real down to earth out there. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Yes, they can look at your driver's license, but anybody can do anything unless you have it with you. There's a reason why when I go to the DMV, I'm not able to go and get another ID unless they see me and they validate me and I'm in their biometric system. And that's one of the only cases where I'd say biometrics are a good thing, but it's tough. Evan's mom, it's tough, isn't it? I just hope that the powers that be on both sides of the political aisles do the right thing for us. But you know how that goes. Cue the laughter behind me. You could have a thing that says applause in the back or laughter in the back. So, yes. Thanks, Dude LV. Thank you guys so much. High roller story, please. We did get to 307 likes, which is great. So the high roller was not the first of the Ferris wheel ideas to be built up in Las Vegas. They were going around since the 1990s. There was tons of Ferris wheel ideas. I'm going to stay on until 1 hour, 15 minutes, just so you guys know. So we got, what, 20 minutes left. There was ideas for entire resorts built around Ferris wheels. There was a London themed resort that was supposed to have the London Eye themed place. There was the View, the Sky View, which was supposed to be on the south end of the strip. There was different Ferris wheels all being proposed in Las Vegas. The high roller didn't have any major delays. It was built from the ground up in a timely fashion. The same designer that did the high roller is the exact same architect that designed the wheel in London, England, and in Singapore. Same architectural company. When they installed it, we watched it from a distance. We watch it from a distance, okay? And we watch it. It used to have spokes in it, like literal big, thick spokes. And then it was like some kind of magic. When the whole entire outside arc was constructed, they just started taking the spokes off piece by piece by piece. I don't know the technology behind it, but it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yes, Arnold, we know. Yeah, I know. But it's a great wheel. It's one of the marvels of the world. Saudi Arabia threatened to build a bigger one. And the CEO, I believe it was Tony Rodeo at the time, he said something to the effect of Caesar's Entertainment. He said something to the effect of, you go ahead and build your biggest Ferris wheel in the world in Saudi Arabia. The difference is when people go up ours, they're going to see Las Vegas. When people go up yours, they're going to see Saudi Arabia. They shouldn't probably talk like that because that could be a big, huge draw when people don't want to fly international. But people will make their choices and people will do what they're going to do. Anyone thinking about building a square one? That'd be funny, a square wheel. There's a reason why manhole covers are round. There's a reason why the Ferris wheels are round. It's because in nature, there's some things that are very strong, and triangles are one of them. Actually, perfect arcs are incredibly strong. That's why when you go into some parts of Europe and Asia and South America, you see churches with archways that are hundreds of years old that have never fallen down. I just gave you code from the U.S. code. I'm not listening, Brian. Sorry, man. I've been talking and doing a story. It's not that I'm trying to not see your chats. It's just that my chats come about 14 per minute. Sometimes they come at 50 per minute. Sorry about that. So voters should be from both major parties, vote counters. Anyone thinking about building a new square one? The United States is for profit corporation, blah, blah, blah. We got a lot of things here. Let's see what we said. Voting is a scam. I don't think the democratic process is a scam. I think the Magna Carta outlined our rights. I think that voting is an important thing that people should do if they have the ability to do so. They should only do it once. Last election, they caught some people going from polling place to polling place trying to vote many, many times for the same candidate. And they arrested a couple of those people, and they were prosecuted. Okay, so they're called flying buttresses, the perfect arch. The perfect arch. It's perfection. It happens in nature. I mean, spider webs are perfection. You ever take a spider web and spray a hose at it? The spider web doesn't go away. So some shapes are really good and cohesive to architecture. It's pretty amazing to think of. Steve, we have to bring a 17-year-old with us besides Aquarium Outlet Mall. What's there to do for a 17-and-a-half-year-old? It really depends on what they like. You have let's visually start downtown. The Golden Nugget is an amazing property. Okay, the pool in there has sharks swimming around the water slide that goes down. You have Slotzilla downtown. Slotzilla is a cool attraction that you can go down. There's free concerts, but it probably won't be from his era of music. They tend to lean more towards the 80s and the 90s, and he's a millennial, and that's cool too. Or is he a Generation Y? I don't know my terms. Brian Daniel says, guys, stop deleting Brian Daniel. He has a right to talk about the polling process. We have a right to talk about our opinions as long as they're not hateful or mean. Then downtown, you have Slotzilla. You have the Outlet Center downtown. You have some cool architecture downtown. Moving down to the Strip, you have the Stratosphere you could go to. Moving down to the Strip, you have Caesar's Palace, which is amazing architecture, cool place, lots of free shows inside, animatronic shows. There's animatronic shows in there. God, what am I thinking? Animatronic shows inside of Caesar's Palace. Of course, you have the Treasure Island, which doesn't have a show, but it's still worth seeing. You have the Venetian and the Palazzo. It's always fun to go in there and just take a look around and take a gander at things. You, of course, have the zip line over at the Link. You, of course, have the Link itself. You have the High Roller itself. You have... Across the street, you have the Mirage Secret Garden. You can go to the Secret Garden. You can check out the free wildlife over at the Flamingo in the back near the buffet. That's near there too. You have the New York. It has its own roller coaster. There's some cool arcades there. There's GameWorks at Town Square. You have the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. You have Town Square itself, which is cool and worth going and checking out. I'm sure I missed a few of these things. Feel free to fill in the gaps, everybody. That's my Vegas knowledge for the night. I would drop my microphone, but it's on loan to me from a subscriber and I don't want to break it. Oh my gosh, I'm tired now. That was a lot of words I said in a row. Oh man, yes. My 14-year-old likes the fly at the link and the hyper sports arena. There you go, filling it in. You should get a not leaving Las Vegas material for your masks. That would be cool, Ruben. The initial investment is incredibly high. I don't know if the face masks are going to even sell. I want my wife to make some money for herself so she can buy herself something nice that I promised her that I can't afford her. It's an expensive handbag. It's made out of a type of leather that I don't even know the name of. And it's on, I'm not going to tell you where we buy the bags. That would be embarrassing her. Hooters for the wings. Yeah, Bike Tours of the Strip is a new business. Well, they're not really a new business, but that's a good point. It has picked up, Alex. You are correct in that, sir. You are correct, sir. Ooh, that's Ed McMahon. It doesn't sound like him. The bikes have always been down there. You just never noticed them. Just like there might have always been C19. You just have never noticed it until we started testing for it. Remember what we talked about. You always find what you're looking for. You don't find what you're not looking for. Now those bikes are downtown. They've been downtown for the better part of 10 or 15 years. You put your money in, you rent the bikes, you go on a bike tour. It's very nice. Golf place. Yeah, you can go to Top Golf if your son or son, is it a boy? Is it a boy? That boy don't like golf. I don't understand. If you got the next Tiger Woods on your hands, you can go to Top Golf. There's also Bally High Golf Club, which is right on the strip on the south end of things. If he likes football, take him to the Raiders Stadium just so he can see the majesty of it. Brian thinks there's not a real test for COVID-19. You've been watching David, you know what, too much. I can't say his name because YouTube doesn't like people who push out things like lizard men control the world. That's what he says. Tell Erica to buy 2 of your masks on me. Erica, buy 2 masks. Ruben is paying for it. I don't know how you're going to facilitate all of that. Badum-ching. Oxygen bars will be a hit on June 5th or 6th. Maybe a good investment for Vegas. I don't know about that. There are oxygen bars in Las Vegas. There's one in the Miracle Mile at the Planet Hollywood. There's one, I believe, down at the Showcase Mall. There's one, I believe, at the Fashion Show Mall. I don't know how they pay their rents on these things. These retail stores rent for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. You got to make yourselves $500,000, if not $600,000, $550,000. If you have a $50,000 a month payment, you got to make $500,000 before you break even, and that's not even paying your power bill. It's craziness. Hit a bucket of balls. Great stress relief. Yeah, and you could go to there's no sports, but in a normal world, you could go to an Aviators game. There's concerts, monster truck rallies. There's a lot of things to do in Vegas. Sonic Hedgehog, Mon Ami in Montreal, La Belle Provence, the bowling alleys and hotels. I didn't know if that would be a thing anymore going forward. I can tell you it will be a thing at the South Point. They invested heavily in one of the largest bowling alleys in the world. They want to get bowling back. Bring it back, baby. Why can't retail stores just buy the property? I'm not sure what you're asking me. If you want to rephrase that in a way with some context, I think maybe you were talking to people in the chat. Art Bell was a great broadcaster. Rest in peace, Art Bell. We have to send off family from Nellis Air Force Base. That sounds like an honorable thing, and I salute you and your family in a respectful way, not sarcastically, for having them at Nellis. No antigen. Okay, anyways. Are the casinos going to be 24 hours? I doubt it. I really doubt that the casinos will be 24 hours. The casinos that are 24 hours, they're really going to rely on a lot of different things. They're going to rely on people popping in and out of the casinos. They're going to rely on the casinos being full and the hotels being full. It's probably not going to happen 24 hours, but don't be quoting me on that. I'll get some information the best I can. We'll see what happens. What's the mood in Vegas right now? Trepidation about what's going to happen. Trepidation. Ooh, I hit my four-cylinder. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, the caffeine is not worn off yet. Ruben says, thank you, Steve. You're the best, guys. Thank Ruben 500 or 400 times, however many people are out here. What I'm saying is I hit a 4-syllable trifecta today. I said 3 different 4-syllable words, and now I'm burping up my Fanta. What a goober. All right. That's it. That's enough. Okay, let's move forward. Michigan Indian casinos, June 1st. Smoke free at most now. Well, smoke them if you got them, everybody. Do you see drone racing coming to Vegas? I would love to see Red Bull have an extreme drone race on the strip. You just pull it down like that. Fits on your nose so perfectly. Doesn't smash up your face. Oh, isn't it a beautiful thing, my friends? I'm watching Vampire Diaries. I never saw that one. Sonic the Hedgehog was a great game. Sonic 2 was better, but don't, get mad at me because I said that. Yo, I gotta say this. Sonic the Hedgehog was a great game, but Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the best game of all time, yo. The mood in Vegas is that we're teed off. The governor is using a bad lie. Damien, you can't say stuff like that. Don't say stuff like that. We don't know what's going on with the governor right now. I lied. I might know, but I didn't make a phone call today like I was supposed to because I suck. But we don't really know what's going on with the governor. For all we know, he's going to come on camera tomorrow and go, that's it, we're open. Come back to Vegas. We don't know. Sugar Butt, why am I wearing a face mask? I wear these when I go into certain stores that require them in order to be able to shop there. I wear these when I'm in close contact with people for a long time. I wear these because even though I think that we're in a situation where we're in a decent place, we have some hope that we can look at, and it's totally fine to have some hope. I wear these because I want to make sure I'm not sick. And these are probably worse for you than you think when you wear them for long periods. So go into the store for 15 minutes, do my shopping, leave, because I don't know who's touching what. Plus, I touch my face far too often, and this guarantees that I won't touch my face. You can't touch your face this way. It's a pain, I know. It's part of life. All I'm saying is, if you guys want to wear them, wear them. If you don't want to wear them, don't wear them. Don't wear them. What about Delaware, New Jersey, and Maryland? They're opening parts of the East Coast in waves, in little sections. Wave is the new word of the day. I'm sure Time Magazine will make The Wave the man of the year this year. In Colorado, they are finally opening the indoor malls. Cool for Colorado. I love it. I love it. And Robert is being censored for some reason. Why would it censor that? What the hell is that even? Is that one of those things from the Star Trek episode back in the day? Riots going up in the Twin Cities right now. Is taking a helicopter tour worth it, Ruben says. Really depends on your budget for Las Vegas. If you can afford it, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I suggest that you do the landing in the bottom. It's called the Grand Escape or something like that. I can't remember the name. It's fleeting out of my mind right now. You have a little picnic lunch done by the Wallapai Indians. You fly over the Grand Canyon. If you can do the sunset tour, it's even better to do the sunset tour. If you come in the wintertime, you get the sunset tour essentially for free because the last tour of the day comes back when the sun is setting anyways. Otherwise, you got to go in the end of the day. So, it is interesting to see. It's interesting to talk about. If the helicopter is good, you tell me if you've ever been on a helicopter. Have any of you ever been on a helicopter in Las Vegas? Comment below. Sisolak was kidnapped by aliens. He is currently at S3 or 2 or 10. I don't think that's the case. Put China out of business. I read they want to go to war with us. Well, there's this thing, and I can't remember the principle, but it says that when a rising power rises up, they usually lash out at the major world power. Whether or not that's happening right now, we'll have to wait and see. A couple of years ago, the Chinese had stolen millions and millions of identities from people that are in the military at all different levels. Chinese could be doing all sorts of nefarious things, but you got to know the United States also does warfare against other countries when it comes to digital, when it comes to espionage. It's the world that we live in. It's always been that way. The damn tour is actually a good thing to do. That sounds good. Area 51 is not really called Area 51. That's just the popular vernacular for it. There's different parts of Nellis Air Force Base, which is where that is located. Nellis is one of the larger Air Force bases out there, I believe. China is slowly taking over economically and militarily. Could be possible. Sorry, man, but I question why he's waiting tomorrow to take the COVID test. I took the test at my employers a few weeks ago, and it takes 2 minutes. He should take it immediately, not tomorrow. I agree with that 100%. Okay, I agree. Now, some of you might not know, I read an article, I don't remember where it was, and it was something what site it was on. Something like, this is what it's like to go through the White House. If you're a press person in the White House, every time you go into a new room, you have to wash your hands. You have to actually take your temperature. They are so up with these government officials because they have the best healthcare in the world, making sure that they're able to lead us. Because when the El Presidente gets taken down, when El Presidente is gone, that's when you can have massive political upheavals because your number one source of keeping people organized is gone. And whether or not you like it, Sisolak's an organizer of people. That's what governors do, okay? So the president and the vice president and Dr. Fauci, if you don't get the vaccine, I'm going to break your freaking legs. That Dr. Fauci. You can take him seriously because he sounds like an old gangster from a mob movie. Bricks and all those people, they have to take tests constantly and consistently. Okay? So I also question the logic in saying that he's getting a test tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe he's getting some kind of different test. Maybe he's, I don't know, flying a helicopter of food over to a poor part of Nevada and he's going to do a publicity stunt. We don't know what the real deal is. No ideas. Yes, Ben & Jerry's has really been open this entire time. They are supermen and superwomen at that Ben & Jerry's because when you got to get your American dream, you got to get to your American dream. Not a huge fan of Stephen Colbert. He says Colbert. It's French. It's Colbert. But I do love his ice cream. I got to say that much. The goal was to create a perfectly timed... Okay, we're going to skip that one. That's why choosing the vice president is so critical. Usually, it's not as critical as you think. Vice presidents don't do a lot, usually. They have some pet projects that they work on. Yes, it's important to pick a good vice president. Yeah, you probably shouldn't run a candidate who can't be on interviews saying crazy things. I would like to see some more responsible leadership on both sides of the field. Haagen-Dazs is wonderful. Dulce de leche is the awesome bomb of the century, but I like my ice cream to have chunky things in it, so I like chunks of peanut butter cups, and they don't do a lot of Haagen-Dazs that way, do they? I'm going to drop the Ben & Jerry's guys some money next trip in that case. Yeah, they've been troopers. They were open the day that I went down there for the very first live stream where I went to the strip. It was pretty good. Could Joe Pesci pay Dr. Fauci? No, because he's got too high of a voice. Too high of a voice. Remember when Eisenhower was hospitalized, Nixon was running the show. I mean, extreme things have happened. I think when Ronald Reagan was shot, they had to have his vice president, Mr. Bush, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. I think he was running the show too. Blackjack is down here doing blackjack stuff with his absolutely nothing. I don't think you can see him if I move out of the way. You totally can't, but you can see my Siamese cat in the background. Do you think the mayor will have a chance at re-election? She's term limited, so the answer is no. Would she have a chance for re-election if she weren't? The answer would be probably yes. Her name carries a lot of clout in these ways. It's like when you're Mr. Beast and you call up CNN and you say, this is Mr. Beast. They might get you on camera. But when you call up CNN and you say, I'm not leaving Las Vegas, they go, that's nice. Don't leave. Click. Carrie Rose gives me a salute for my cat. Thank you, Carrie Rose. You are awesome for that. Thank her 500 and some odd times. That is very nice, guys. Thank you so much. Carrie Rose, what is this guy doing to get himself timed out? Sometimes I have to look. It says Canal o Comida. So he has a comedy channel. Canal means channel in Espanol and in French, I believe, too. Whoa, Dawn. Dawn. Just blowing me away, Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. We got to go through our list of rock stars, but thank Dawn right now, guys. Thank him as many times as when I refresh this page like a Luddite. 561 thanks for Dawn. That is very nice of you. Thank you, Dawn. Who else do we have? We have every single rock star in the chat right now. Goitier, Howard Glickman, Shadow 22. Who else do I randomly pick? Dalam, Marky 147, Robert. Robert, I can't say your last name. Inyosa, Bill Nash. You guys are all great. Then we have our moderators like Paul and Fun and Discussion and Reno. We have Wall Street Warlord. And we have just Sonic the Hedgehog. He's not a moderator, but he's awesome. I did a hit on Haagen-Dazs peanut butter flavor a year or so ago. Very nice. Then we have our level 3 rock stars. That's Okerlund, Miguel Carprio, LaJune Carson, Christina Castillo, Evan's Mom, The Moo, CG, Mr. Classic TV 1980, Dan, Sherry Johnson, Ton Roper, Paul Rotter, Jerry Diver, Evan's Mom, Dude LV, SJ Braveheart, Ruben Aguirre, and Carrie Rose, and Don Steamy, and Dr. Dudson is in the house. You guys don't even see that one quite yet. Is your new home working well for you? It's a place to lay my tired bones when I sleep my 4.5 hours a night. Indominus, I don't know the name you sent it from. I probably got it, but my email on my phone is not set up yet, so I might not have seen it, and I apologize, but I'm going to go through my emails right after we're done right here. What does this message say? Okay, so what's going on from Toronto? Toronto. I got Hogtown in the house. I got the Six in the house. I got the Raptors and the Leafs and the Argonauts. Nobody knows what the Argonauts are unless you're one of the Canadians watching the broadcast. Thank you, Doctor. Yes, we have Toronto in the house. Let's do this real fast. Shout out where you're from into the chat right now because we used to do that. Hello is asking me again. I already taught you where Toronto is. But you go ahead and shout yourself out in the chat. Tell me where you're coming in from. I want to see it real fast. Let's get the chat moving. Let's get it clipping. Let's see if I can pump my analytics up to stupid levels of chat right now. I got San Diego in the house. I got Chicago, Toronto, Puerto Rico. Jason and the Argonauts. No, it's a football team. Canadian football. Georgia, Michigan, Melbourne, Wisconsin, Long Island, Illinois, St. Albert, Jersey, Whittier, Minnesota, Florida, Nebraska, Regina, Elgin, Illinois, Minneapolis, Yorkdale. Shouts out to Santa Barbara, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Detroit. Whoa, my God, I broke the chat. Wow. Oh, I can't even keep up. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys. Wall Street, New York City, Montreal, Lake of the Ozarks, Utah, Pennsylvania, Colorado, San Jose, Long Island, New Jersey, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Upland, California, Philly, Los Angeles, Pyongyang, North Korea. I don't believe you unless you're dear leader. La Crosse, Salinas, Florida. I said Wall Street. We got Wall Street in the house. North Pole, Honolulu, Virginia, Brooklyn. Boom. I don't know what state Boom is in. West Covina. Must be hard to be in a town that rhymes with COVID. Go, Hawks, go. I got Paul up here from Washington. Garden City, Kansas, Philly, London. Wow, such an international channel. I do have international people. When I went on at 3 p.m., it was tons of people from the EU. Cool. Julian is from Cypress, California. We're shouting at Julian Castillo again. Julian Castillo, you and your family are awesome. Thank him 561 times, guys. Thank you so much. Henderson, Vancouver, Tracy, California, Las Vegas by the way of Uruguay. Garden City, Kansas, Coronaville, Corona, California. That's a tough gig to have. Paradise, Julian, Uruguay, Washington State, and our governor sucks. Oh, man. Kokomo, Alaska. Respectfully, do you not like dogs? Dogs? I like dogs. Dogs, Tommy, dogs. I like dogs, but I'm incredibly allergic to them. End of story. But I love me some dogs. Animals seem to gyrate towards me for some reason. It's weird. Asheville, North Carolina, where they make their furniture. Zach says he's behind me. Holy cow, I'm glad you're not behind me. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Cypress, Julian, Texas, Steve and Michelle in Tempe, Arizona. They're chatting out. They're in my Patreon. I'll get that fixed by tomorrow somehow. Shiny forehead. I got a lot of light on me. I posted this in the Facebook group called Not Leaving Las Vegas. My setup is blaringly light. All of you AV guys are probably thinking I have cool lighting, and I so do, and it's not diffused right, and I'm trying to work it out. My wife is a genius at lighting and making things look nice, so she's going to help me with it. Your neighbor. Hello, neighbor. No, my neighbor is a nice guy named Dan. Him and his wife, Peggy, are from Texas. You are not him, because he knows where Toronto, Canada is. Pittsburgh, land of Malkin. Wow, we blew up the chat. The chat rate was 60 per minute. 49. I'm going to round it up to 60 because I'm going to round it up. And that meant that we had a chat every 1 second. That was awesome. On the Patreon, guys, I do post a lot of different stuff on the Patreon. Let me see if I can log into that just to show you guys a sneak peek of what that looks like. Because you guys might think I'm just trying to sell you crap and beg you for donations. It's actually not the case. So I'm going to log into the Patreon right here, and you guys can kind of see what I'm doing there. If you stuck with me through the chats this long, that's fine. We're actually past our time right now. And good. This is what we got. We got our posts. We got our published, and I don't want to show anybody any financial stuff by accident. So here's what we got for the Patreon right here. I post up different photos and things. This was some photos from after the stream. I posted a stream the other night, and right here we have different things right here. I can't show you this, unfortunately, because it's going to show you some information I don't want you guys to see, but I can click on these, make them get big. So I posted these photos up. I went around with the new camera on the phone, took a bunch of pictures all over the strip just to give you an idea of the emptiness and the loneliness. Wow, it's such a lonely day on the strip. But that was some photos that I did right there. Let's see if I can get this back so you guys can see this right now. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know stuff. I'm smart. That's what Fredo said, right? So let's see if I can make this smaller. I can make it smaller, but I can't make it. There it is. Nope, we're not going to be able to do that either. Okay, so let's see what I can do right here. I'm going to pull up another post for you guys on the Patreon, and we'll show you another one. I posted even more photos. I also posted this video of Blackjack messing me up. I took these after another one. We got this one right here, so we can view that right there. And we can see here this video of Blackjack just completely destroying me right here.
Steven washing Blackjack.
So he basically attacks me right about here. Oh, it hurt so much. He was clawing me really good.
Not a traditional way to wash your cat.
Not a traditional way. And then he just escapes.
Now he's escaping.
So I post stuff like that up so you guys can get a better idea of what my real life is like over on the Patreon. So hopefully you guys see that. Anyways, that is what it is. I do photos there. I try to post extra content. Some YouTubers, I guess, just use it as a way so you can tip them out. But I don't want to do that. I want to give you guys extra content. So if you're at all interested, you might check that out as well. And I do have the Teespring store, but I'm not here to advertise. I'm here to just show you guys what I'm talking about, what I'm all about, what I'm doing, and oot and to boot. So there you go, guys. We got to the end of our live stream. Thank you, Ruben. I used to be a photographer. I have other photos that I've done that I could show you guys in the chats. I should probably just do a photo slideshow, and you guys can see that. No cat scratch fever. My father got that once. It was scary. I'm sure he didn't tell his kids that he thought he might have had cancer, but you get a giant lump on the side of your neck. It's where your lymph nodes get infected. It's no fun. But there you go. That's what we did on the Patreon. You guys got a sneak peek of that. You guys are awesome. All of you guys are massive rock stars, and I appreciate every single one of you more than you even know. The condos at MGM are still around. They're residential, so people are living there. I think you could do Airbnb there. I don't know if Airbnb is functioning right now. So let's take... Whoa, SC, Steve and Michelle are here every night. Thank you, guys. And I do have to thank my Patreon people. I do have 187 of them right now, and I have to thank you all out. And I would call you out by name, but it would take a long time. So I'm just going to fix my thing for tomorrow, and we'll have you in the credits, okay? So now's the time of the video where we say 3, 2, 1, click, and we're going to do this, and we're going to shout you all out for being rock stars. Level 1 rock stars, chatted. Level 2 rock stars are my moderators. Level 3 rock stars are the following people: Okerlund, Miguel Caprio, LaJune Carson, Christina Castillo, Evan's mom, The Moo, CG, Mr. Classic TV 1980, Dan, Sherry Johnson, Tom Roper, Paul Rotter, Jerry Diver, Evan's mom, Dude LV, SJ Braveheart, Ruben Aguirre, Carrie Rose, Don Steamy, Dr. Dudson, Julian Castillo, and SC, and everybody else is great, and you're awesome for being here on the chats. We'll be doing these chats in the room until we open up the strip on the 4th. And you know what? Don't assume anything until you read it and you research it, even stuff that I tell you. So we're going to make it to 3, 2, 1 click time, and now we go. Thank you guys so much. 3, 2, 1, and are you all ready for this? Click, 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 click.